students, welcome to 6th video on the chapter The Living World. In the previous video we were studying about the word taxonomy. I hope you remember the word taxonomy. Taxonomy, it mainly deals with 4 words, that is characterization, identification, nomenclature and classification. In one of our previous videos, we have studied characterization, identification, binomial nomenclature, and we have a separate video on the rules of binomial nomenclature, which is very important. And please check the description box for the video link related to these topics. Okay. Now the last concept which is remaining from taxonomy is classification. Okay. Now what is this classification? In general, we refer the term classify or classification as grouping or dividing or segregating, isn't it? We'll take a very simple example from our day-to-day life. See, we all visit supermarket regularly, isn't it? Now consider this is our supermarket. Okay. Now have you ever observed how the shopkeeper has segregated and arranged the things neatly so that any customer who is visiting his shop, he will find very convenient to search the items and to purchase the items, isn't it? For example, see here, the shopkeeper first level of segregation, he will divide the dry items and the wet items. So at the first level, he will segregate all the dry items one side and all the wet items another side. Okay. Now under the dry items category, he will make many compartments. Like first compartment, what he will do, he will arrange all the cereals and pulses like our rice, dal, moong dal, masoor dal, groundnut. So all the cereals and pulses or grains, he will arrange them in a first compartment. Simple. Now in the second compartment, he will arrange all the powder like substances like wheat flour, jawar flour, ragi flour, then maida flour, besan flour, all the powder like things he will arrange in a second compartment. Third compartment, he will make it very special for the kids. He will arrange all chocolates, dry fruits, then Maggi, then biscuits, cream biscuit. So again he will put all the kids' favorite items in the third compartment. So like that he will make many more compartments to arrange the dry items, to segregate and arrange the dry items. Okay. Under the wet one, again he will make 2-3 compartments. In the first compartment, he will arrange all the vegetables. Okay. Second compartment, he will arrange all the fruits. Okay. Here also he will make a very special compartment, that is the dairy products like our paneer, cheese, butter, milk, curd, dosa batter. So all the dairy products he will arrange in a last compartment. So what the shopkeeper is doing here, he is ultimately segregating the things, okay, dividing the things so that it will be very useful to search that particular thing which the customer want. Okay. Now the same concept is suitable here for the classification word. But the classification word we are referring here is with respect to the living things. We are not interested in segregating or dividing the non-living, but we are interested in dividing and segregating all the organisms which are there on the earth. So we are interested in grouping the similar organisms on earth, and this we call it as biological classification. So why we have used the term biological? Because we are trying to classify the living organisms on earth. Now how do you define biological classification? Biological classification, it is a system of grouping an organism into particular group or different levels. So that system we call it as a biological classification. Okay. Now one thing you have to remember here, when you try to classify an organism, the classification process cannot be done at a single step or single level or single group. Okay, the classification process always consists of several levels, like our shop owner, and each level of classification we call it as a category. Okay, so what do you mean by a category? These are the different steps or different levels at which we are trying to classify an organism. Okay, and each level we call it as a category. Now, since this term we are using in the concept of taxonomy, we are precisely referring it as taxonomic category or taxonomic categories. So how do you define a taxonomic category? These are the basic unit of classification. So each level or each step which we use during the classification process, we refer it as a category. Okay. Now we have total 7 important taxonomic categories. Like first one we have kingdom. Okay. Second one phylum, sometimes also referred as division. Okay, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, then genus, and last one is species. Genus and species we are familiar because we have studied these two terms during binomial nomenclature. Now these are the 7 important taxonomic categories. That means during classification process, every organism is classified at kingdom level, phylum level, class level, order, family, genus and species. See, you can read the categories in a descending order or ascending order, but you have to write it in a serial wise. Okay, so every organism has its respective kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. Now these 7 taxonomic categories, which are the compulsory categories, we call them as obligate taxonomic categories. Very important for exam. How many types of obligate categories are there? So we have total 7 important obligate categories. Okay. Now in one of our previous videos we have studied about biodiversity. You remember? You can check the description box for the video link. We know that there are around 1.7 to 1.8 million organisms on earth. So since there is a huge species richness, sometimes these categories are further subdivided, like phylum into subphylum, class into subclass, order into suborder, family into subfamily. So those further subdivisions we call it as intermediate categories. So we have 2 types of taxonomic categories. Remember this: obligate categories and intermediate taxonomic categories. Intermediate categories may be many, but obligate are these 7, the compulsory categories. Okay, so I hope you understood the concept of taxonomic category. So during the process of classification, every organism is assigned to its respective levels of classification. Now one thing is very important here. What is the basic requirement for a classification process? It is always characterization. That's why first process is very important. Unless and until you study each and every minute character of an organism, you can't classify an organism. Okay, right? So this is important. So knowledge of characters is very important. As per your NCERT book, there is a statement: the basic requirement for classification is knowledge of characters. So you must know all the characters of that organism. The organisms with the similar characters, they are assigned in one kingdom. If there is a change in the character, it will go into another kingdom. The organism which are there in the kingdom, which are having the same properties again in a same phylum. If they are having different properties, different phylum. So the knowledge of characters is very, very important. You must know the similarities and dissimilarities between the organisms, then only you can group them into convenient categories. Right, so this video is all about biological classification, taxonomic category with the two types: obligate, how many? 7, very important, and intermediate taxonomic categories. Now in the next video we will meet again with another concept, that is taxonomic hierarchy. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you for watching.